According to the online etymology dictionary, oblivion is supposed to have originally stemmed from the breakdown of ob and levis, together meaning to even out, smooth over. However, linguists, Devon and others, say a semantic shift from to be smooth to forget is not very convincing. This quote is followed up with, however, no better explanation has emerged. Also from the online etymology dictionary, for sense of oblivion's evolution, compare oblivious and obliterate. I never understood the relationship linguistics is trying to draw between these words, so let's continue. I began calling it oblivion when I was 24, 3 years ago, and long after it began. Of course, the word had already been famously used in John Green's novel The Fault in Our Stars, but I didn't get the word from there. In fact, when I learned that oblivion had been used in that book, I almost changed the name. But then I didn't, because I'd been calling it oblivion for so long, and I'm lazy. She doesn't laugh. Anyways, oblivion began when I was much younger. 4 is my earliest memory of it, and it is the second memory I have of my entire life. My first memory is me at 2.5, looking at my father and saying, I, 2.5. I don't remember why I started calling it by the name oblivion 3 years ago, but that's the only word that came to mind. And I needed something to refer to it as, instead of just that thing that happens to me, so I settled on oblivion. And so far, no better explanation has emerged. That said, my new therapist seems to have one, and will tell me in approximately 40 minutes. I think I was writing at my desk when the word came to me, but I can't really remember. Oblivion tends to mess with my memory. It messes with a lot of things, like my life. You see, oblivion didn't creep in like most things do. It didn't slide under the weathering foundation of my life, dripping, accumulating like a slow leak. There are mixed metaphors of water and gas here, but it wasn't, isn't, and won't ever be an element nor a property. In a similar respect, it can't be found on the periodic table or located in a lab. However, it can be, with language, pointed to, like a person with no eyes trying to point at a flying silent bird. In this way, it also cannot be pointed to, but still, I can try. This is one of my many attempts. A tarot reader once walked with me along Henry Hudson Parkway. She told me that animals, after they are traumatized, or chased to be hunted down, or if a dog does something embarrassing, these are all forms of trauma, according to her, shake their bodies viciously for a moment, as if trying to shed themselves of the memory. Or, she also offered, as if they are moving the trauma through their animal bodies so it doesn't create blockages in consciousness. Another man, who was not a friend but someone who wanted to have sex with me, though he explained it as wanting to hold me, once said he believed consciousness lived not in the brain, but in our fascia. That's the first time I heard the word. The word fascia, not oblivion. What is fascia? About 90 million results. 0.65 seconds. Fascia is a thin casing of connective tissue that surrounds and holds every organ, blood vessel, bone, nerve fiber, and muscle in place. Fascia has nerves that make it almost as sensitive as skin. Johns Hopkins says related searches are hypnosis, Chinese medicine, and imagery, whatever that means. Fascia, like the brain, confuses scientists and doctors, so they often don't talk about it. My second memory is of the world emptying. I was in my parents' bedroom when it happened. I'm not sure where they were, but I know I was walking to the bathroom. I blinked my eyes and then they stayed shut. And in that moment, when my eyelids wouldn't open, I saw my family home. My parents, in the middle of whatever they were doing, washing dishes, fixing a light bulb, fighting in the kitchen, suddenly vanished. Where they were, a haze for a moment, a poof, and then just and only the background. The room, empty. Then I was in my sister's room and she vanished too. Then the vision zoomed out to my town, and everyone there was suddenly gone. Then it zoomed out again, like a camera lens. All the humans in the country vanished. Zoom out again, then all the humans in all the continents gone. All the homes once so violently lived in were empty. Only place and nature left. I was still unable to open my eyes from the blink when the homes disappeared too. Then every structure on Earth, small or large, gone too. Then the animals. Then the vision zoomed out for a fourth time and I saw the entirety of the spherical Earth with obsidian space in the